Dear students, this is fifth video of engineering physics and welcome you all in this video. Please watch all video sincerely, and if you have any doubt, please ask to your concerned faculty member in your live session. Okay, now we start the today's topic, interference. Interference due to wedge shape thin film. Interference due to wedge shaped thin film. Please focus on the ray diagram in this article. This is wedge shaped. Suppose point A, point B, point O, angle theta, and this is an incident ray. Incident ray S P. This is a normal. On upper surface, this is a normal, and if this light ray incident on upper surface, some part of the rays are reflected and some part are refracted. Again, from this point, some part is reflected, and now draw a perpendicular on this point. Suppose this point P, this point is Q. At point Q, draw a perpendicular like this, and also draw a perpendicular which pass through this point. Suppose this point is R. And if we draw a perpendicular on this line, this is a perpendicular on this line, PQ line, this angle is 90 degree, and we can consider PQR as T. This is point T, and this angle is angle of incidence, and we know that it should be also I, and this angle of refraction R, and if this is R, suppose this is theta, this angle is theta, this angle becomes theta, and this angle is external angle of P Q R T, we can consider it A. This angle is an external angle of P A Q, and it becomes R plus theta. This angle becomes R plus theta, and if we extend this line, as these are two parallel lines, R A, if we should consider it A B C D E, and RE and QC, two parallel lines, and this angle R plus theta should be equal to this angle R plus theta. These two angles should be equal to each other, R plus theta. And if we draw a perpendicular from point R at this ray, suppose this is first reflected ray from the upper surface, this is perpendicular angle, and if we draw a perpendicular from point R to ray 1, and we can consider it M. RM is perpendicular from R to ray 1, and this is a ray, some part move in another medium. This is second reflected ray. Suppose this angle, as we know this angle is I, this angle becomes 90 minus I. This is 90 degree. It means this angle becomes I. And similarly, this angle is R. It is 90 and it should be 90 minus R. This is 90 degree and this angle should be R. This angle should be R. Now, we have seen that this angle is R plus theta. P, Q, we can consider it N. P, Q, N is R plus theta, and for this point Q, this light ray is incident and this is reflected. For point Q, again listen, this PQ light ray is incident and QR light ray is reflected. It means this angle R plus theta becomes equal to the angle of reflection. It means it is again R plus theta. This angle is again R plus theta. And now if this angle is R plus theta, for this light ray, listen carefully, for this light ray, total angle is 180 degree. This angle is R plus theta, this angle is R plus theta. It means this angle becomes 180 minus 2R plus theta. This angle is 180 minus 2R plus theta. And we know that this angle plus this angle plus this angle should be 180 degree. It means if I want to determine angle QRD, it should be 180 minus 2R plus theta minus R plus theta, or we can say 180 degree minus 180 degree plus 2R plus theta minus R plus theta. It means that should be R plus theta. It means this angle should be again R plus theta. So we have seen that angle QRD and angle DEQ, angle QRD and angle DEQ, both are equal and equal to R plus theta. Or we can say, due to this, QR, side QR should be equal to QE, QR should be equal to QE, and RD should be equal to DE. If we take RD or DE, T represents the thickness of film. If T is thickness of film, it means this is T and it is again T. Now we want to determine the path difference. Suppose inside the film there is a refractive index mu. Inside this film, this wedge shape area, refractive index of the medium is mu. And if we want to determine the path difference between ray 1 and 2, this is ray 1 reflected ray and this is ray 2 reflected ray, and we want to determine the path difference. Path difference between reflected rays 1 and 2, delta P. It should be, see the diagram, this ray that should be PQ plus QR, PQ plus QR, and this is PM. Ray 1, ray 2 have a extra path in comparison to 1, that is PQ plus QR, and if we draw a perpendicular from R to M, then it represent that there is a difference of PM and path which is traveled by second ray, that is PQ plus QR, and the path which is traveled by ray 1, that is PM. It means path difference, it should be PQ plus QR, PQ plus QR minus PM, but PQ and QR distance is traveled by ray 2 in medium mu, in this medium mu, and PM it is in air, and we know that refractive index of air is 1. It means the path difference should be, effective path difference should be mu PQ plus QR minus PM into 1, PM into 1. Now that should be equal to mu into PQ plus QR minus PM, and we know that in this diagram PQ we can write, suppose this point is T, this point we have taken already T, so PQ we can write PT plus TQ, PQ we can write mu PT plus TQ plus QR minus PM, and we know that in this diagram this angle is R and this is 90 degree. It means we can consider sin R. Sin R becomes PT upon PR in this triangle PTR, in this triangle, in triangle PTR, sin R should be equal to, sin R should be equal to PT upon PR. This is PT, this line is PT, and this line is PR. It means sin R should be equal to PT upon PR. And similarly, in this triangle PMR, this is PM, this is MR. In this triangle PMR, sin I should be equal to PM upon PR, PM upon PR. Sin I should be equal to PM upon PM. This is PM upon PR. This is PR. PM upon PR. And we know that by Snell's law, mu equal to sin I upon sin R. Sin I means PM upon PR upon sin R means PT upon PR. Sin I is PM upon PR, sin R is PT upon PR. PR is cancel out and mu becomes equal to PM upon PT, and PM is equal to mu PT. This is, then delta P means path difference becomes mu into PT plus TQ TQ plus QR minus PM, we can write mu PT, and it becomes mu PT plus mu TQ plus mu QR minus mu PT. Mu PT cancel out and it becomes mu TQ plus QR, and TQ plus QR means this line is TQ, and QR, this is QR, this line is QR, and we have already seen that QR is equal to QE. This line QR is equal to QE, this line QE, and we can write QR in place of QE, it becomes mu TQ plus QE, and QR, this is QE and this is TQ, this is TQ and this is QE. Now it becomes TE, this TE. Part difference becomes delta P is equal to mu TE. Now we have to determine the value of TE, and if we see triangle ETR, in triangle ETR, in triangle ETR, cos R plus theta should be equal to TE upon TE, in this triangle TE upon RE, this line RE, this is RE. Cos R plus theta should be equal to TE upon RE, and TE will be equal to RE cos R plus theta, and we know that RE is equal to RD plus DE, RD plus DE. RE is RD plus DE cos R plus theta, and RD, this is RD, this is DE, both are equal and equal to T, and it becomes, this is T, this is T, TE becomes 2T cos R plus theta, and if we put the value of TE in this equation, then part difference becomes delta P is equal to mu 2T cos R plus theta. Part difference is 2 mu T cos R plus theta. This is the part difference between two reflected rays. Now we apply the Stokes treatment here. Just introduction, just I want to give you introduction about the Stokes treatment. This is a incident light, and if this is a denser medium, and if a light ray is incident on denser medium, some part is reflected and some part is reflected. This is incident light ray, this is incident ray, this is reflected ray, and this is refracted ray. And if a light ray is incident on a denser medium, then suppose this is a phase of light ray, then there is no change in phase of refracted ray than incident ray. It means in incident ray and reflected ray there is no change in phase, but reflected ray have a change of pi. In incident ray and reflected ray there is a change of pi, and in incident reflected ray there is no change in phase. And if there is a phase change of pi, it means there is a path difference of lambda by 2. If there is a phase change of pi, then there is a path change of lambda by 2. And in this article, delta p is path difference between this reflected ray 1 and this reflected ray 2. It means path difference is delta p, effective path difference becomes 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus minus lambda by 2. Maybe it is positive, maybe it is negative, as it is a difference. This is a path difference. And if we take plus sign, then we can take delta p is 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus lambda by 2. And suppose this path difference produce a constructive interference. Constructive interference, or we can say for maximum intensity. If we will discuss about the maximum intensity, then this path difference should be equal to delta p is n lambda, and it becomes 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus lambda by 2 equal to n lambda, and 2 mu t cos r plus theta equal to n lambda minus lambda by 2, or we can say twice n minus 1 lambda by 2. This is constructive interference or case of maximum intensity, where n may be 1, 2, 3, etc. And for minimum intensity, for destructive interference, or we can say for minimum intensity, delta p should be twice n plus 1 lambda by 2. This is for minimum intensity. Now we can write delta p is 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus lambda by 2 equal to twice n plus 1 lambda by 2, or we can write 2 mu t cos r plus theta plus lambda by 2 equal to n lambda 2n into lambda by 2 n lambda plus lambda by 2. Lambda by 2 cancel out, and it becomes 2 mu t cos r plus theta equal to n lambda. This is a case of minimum intensity or destructive interference in interference in wave shape thin film. And we can also calculate the fringe width. Suppose this is wedge shaped angle theta and thickness of film is t, and we can consider that this point represents the position of nth fringe, and in this triangle ABC, in triangle ABC, if we consider tan theta, it should be BC upon AC. BC means T upon XN, and T equal to XN tan theta. T equal to XN tan theta. And we can put the value of T in this equation, or maximum intensity. Suppose we take the case of minimum intensity, that is 2 mu T cos R plus theta, that is equal to n lambda. If you put the value of T, it becomes 2 mu T is xn tan theta cos R plus theta equal to n lambda, and xn should be equal to n lambda upon 2 mu tan theta cos R plus theta. And similarly, we can determine the position of n plus 1th fringe. Suppose n plus 1th fringe, this is the position of n plus 1th fringe, and we can consider, we can replace n by n plus 1, it becomes n plus 1 lambda upon 2 mu tan theta cos R plus theta. Suppose this is position of n plus 1th, B dash C dash, and it represents the difference between xn plus 1 and xn. If we take difference between xn plus 1 and xn, W is xn plus 1 minus xn, then this W represents the fringe width, and we can write xn plus 1 means n plus 1 lambda upon 2 mu tan theta cos R plus theta minus n lambda upon 2 mu tan theta cos R plus theta. And if we take LCM, 2 mu tan theta cos R plus theta, n plus 1 lambda minus n lambda, and it becomes n lambda minus n lambda cancel out, lambda upon 2 mu tan theta cos R plus theta. This is width of fringe in wedge shape film, wedge shape thin film. As we know that this is thin film, it means thin film means T is very small, and for normal incidence, R becomes equal to 0, and if T is very small, theta becomes small, and if theta is small, it means tan theta is nearly equal to theta, and R is 0, theta is very small, cos R plus theta becomes nearly equal to 1. It means fringe width W becomes lambda upon 2 mu. Tan theta is theta. Cos r plus theta is 1. Fringe width is lambda upon 2 mu theta. Fringe width in interference in wedge shape film, that should be equal to lambda upon 2 mu theta. And application of this article is in Newton's ring experiment. In our next topic, that would be Newton's ring experiment. In our next lecture, we will discuss some numerical problem related to displacement method, deviation method we have already learned, and this article, and we will start Newton's ring experiment. Thank you.